Good morning, I'm Paolo del Rosario and welcome to WeatherHQ. Let's take a look at the local weather as we get ready for the festive celebration of Noche Buena. Let's take an in-depth look at the current weather conditions across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao based on the latest reports from the Metro Weather System. Starting off first in northern Luzon, particularly in the cities of Pasco, Apari, Lawag, Vigan, and Dagupan, cloudy skies is going to be the forecast for today. The cool, moist air brought about the northeast monsoon can lead to significant cloud formation, resulting in predominantly overcast conditions wherever you are here in northern Luzon. Now, it is important to note that despite these clouds, the residents can expect little to no rainfall as the atmosphere remains relatively dry and not conducive to any substantial precipitation. Now, conversely, the temperatures in this region vary slightly. Basco experiencing temperatures and cooler conditions hovering around 20 to 24 degrees Celsius. In Apari, the temperatures are a bit higher compared to Basco. That will range from 24 to 26 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, cities like Lawag, Vigan, and Dagupan will see temperatures ranging from 23 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. And of course, it's also worth mentioning that typically the mornings and evenings also feel cooler, while midday and late afternoon temperatures can rise significantly. Now, for those in Baguio and in Tuguegarao, as you can see over here, you can expect a bit of scattered rain showers throughout the day. If you're stepping out for Noche Buena preparations, be sure to make that you have that rain gear ready just in case, because conditions may call for it. Now let's go down to Central Luzon, where rainy weather conditions are anticipated across most of the provinces and cities in this area, including Casiguran, Gapan, Tarlac, Angeles, Subic, Mariveles, and Metro Manila. Now, overcast skies will dominate with scattered rain showers likely to occur, so it is wise for anyone venturing outside to be prepared for any sudden downpour. The cool front brings a minimum temperature of around 22 degrees Celsius in Casiguran, as you can see over here. And even with the rainy weather, you can also expect high temperatures throughout the region here. Subic Bay in particular reaching around 30 degrees Celsius, and 30 degrees Celsius rather, and Iba with 31 degrees Celsius. Now, residents in Iba are fortunate though, as cloudy skies are expected to reduce the intensity of the direct sunlight, providing a somewhat cooler feel throughout the day. Temperatures could still peak at around 31 degrees Celsius, so do watch out for all of that. Now, let's go down even further south. Let's go to southern Luzon. Here, where cloudy conditions accompanied by sporadic rain showers are also expected. Areas such as Tagaytay, Calamba, Legazpi, Daet, Virac, Sorsogon, Romblon, Puerto Galera, and Coron should be ready for sudden rainfall throughout the day. Now, for those involved in Noche Buena preparations, it's prudent to keep an eye on the weather updates, as rain showers may become more frequent or intense even. Rain gear and umbrellas in tow will ensure that you stay dry while preparing for the festivities, and make sure you fix your travel plans with regards to that as well. Now, residents can also expect the cloudy skies with rain showers and isolated thunderstorms, particularly as we go south to Visayas, particularly in Iloilo, Boracay, Bacolod, Dumaguete, Metro Cebu, Tagbilaran, Tacloban, and Catarman. As you can see here, celebrating Christmas in Boracay, you will see temperatures around 25 to 27 degrees Celsius today. Tacloban is expected to reach a maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius, while Iloilo, Bacolod, Dumaguete, and Catarman can anticipate highs of around 30 degrees Celsius. Metro Cebu and Tagbilaran might feel a bit warmer, with temperatures potentially peaking at 31 degrees Celsius. Now, finally, for those residing in Mindanao, it is essential to remain vigilant, as cloudy skies with scattered rain showers are expected to persist across areas such as Zamboanga, Dipolog, Marawi, Cagayan de Oro, General Santos, Metro Davao, and Butuan. Now, despite the rainy forecast you're seeing all around the Mindanao area, you can expect temperatures of around 34 degrees Celsius being the high in Dipolog and Marawi. Or rather, Dipolog and Zamboanga, Marawi being one of the cooler ones instead. Take a look at Metro Davao though. 33 degrees Celsius over in Metro Davao. Something to watch out for. Butuan and General Santos City experiencing 32 degrees Celsius as a high. The Cagayan de Oro expecting a maximum temperature of around 30 degrees Celsius. Marawi, as we mentioned a while ago, appears to have the coolest temperature, settling at around 26 degrees Celsius. Now, as you prepare for Noche Buena celebrations, always make sure to check the local weather updates regularly to stay safe. Now, when we return, we're going to talk about disaster preparedness during the holidays with Safety Organization of the Philippines Director Martin Aguda Jr. Stay tuned. You're watching WeatherHQ.
Good morning, I'm Mikey Oreta, and you're watching Basis Points, where we dive deep into the numbers and the stories that drive our economy and shape our world.
Stay ahead of the curve with the latest on financial dynamics.
The Philippines trade deficit hits its highest level in over 2 years. The Philippine stock market continues to plummet. The Philippine Economic Zone Authority is on track.
Join us as we delve into the evolving economic landscape. Mikey Oreta, Basis Points, 9:30 a.m. Only on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Good afternoon, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Today on Newsfeed at noon, lawmakers voted to impeach Yun on Saturday over his botched attempt to place a country under martial law. The Fighting Maroons dethroned the De La Salle Green Archers. The Pope noted how happy he was with the number of children he saw in Corsica during his visit. Another school shooting rocks the U.S. A teenage student opened fire. And those are the news this hour. I'm Mai Rodriguez.
Welcome back. You're still watching WeatherHQ. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Now, the holiday season is a time for joy and celebration, but we also have to be prepared as extreme weather events and natural disasters can strike unexpectedly. Now, whether it's a powerful storm, an earthquake, or even flooding, disasters don't take a break even during the holiday period. Now, to guide you through essential steps and stay safe and prepared in any emergency situation, we have with us here today the Director of Safety Organization of the Philippines Incorporated and Emergency and Crisis Management Consultant, Mr. Martin Aguda Jr. Magandang umaga po. Thank you very much for joining us here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
All right, so let's start off first with the disasters, because I think it's safe to say, sir, that natural disasters don't take a break. Holiday season is still a part of it. In fact, there's a tropical depression in the country around the December time, and it just never does relax. Pati nga yung Vulcan Canlaon has impacted the Philippines as well.
Yeah, for the weather systems, we can expect weather disturbances down south. And remember Typhoon Odette.
Yeah.
And what was that a long time ago? But of course, you have your earthquakes, you have your volcanic eruption, so it doesn't take a break. And added to that will be the accidents, increased number of accidents, road mishaps, road crashes during the holiday season because of congestion and busy schedules.
Yeah, and of course, with that, syempre, families should always still be prepared. Individuals should always still be prepared for emergency situations. Kumbaga, yung mga go kits nila, yung mga disaster kits nila have to be prepared no matter what time of the year. But when you look at how prepared families are during the holidays, do you have the sense that minsan nagiging masyadong relax sila kapag holiday period?
That's correct, because everybody's in the mood of celebrating. It's normal that we let our guards down. Gusto lang that's the end of the year, so and the rush, that's the number one factor in accidents, because everyone is rushing with their gifts, doing their last minute errands. So those factors, like you do your shortcuts, that will lead to accidents. Maybe increased number of road crashes, because recently we had that in different places in Metro Manila.
Yeah.
For to give you some tips on travel safety, it's important now that we experience everywhere traffic in Metro Manila to do our journey plan. What's a journey plan? Basically, you plan your itinerary for the day, check your ways, check your estimated time of arrival, to avoid unexpected frustration. Because if you know that the normal 1 hour travel will be 2 hours, you know that it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you can plan your day effectively, and thus avoiding the rush. And when you do shortcuts, of course, that leads to accidents, carelessness, and recklessness.
And okay lang siguro hindi maniwala sa Waze at sa Google Maps and just assume na hahaba yung travel time po natin. But at the same time, when you take a look at just the households here, obviously, naalala ko dati, especially in the years before LED lighting and decoration became a thing, fire hazards, gas leaks, they were all big potential factors in ruining holiday periods. We've seen fires in shanty towns, we've seen fires even exclusive subdivisions. So when you look at the safety procedures, when you take a look at the safety right now with Christmas decor, just what are the tips surrounding that?
Well, before the LED era, LED lights now are relatively safer because they don't generate a lot of heat and thus preventing household fires. No? But then again, just for safety, we must turn off our lights, Christmas lights, and make sure that it's within the standards, within the ICC marks there, the standards are there, and the practical tips, don't just buy this anywhere.
Yeah.
And if it's very cheap, you have to be careful.
Baka may issue yun.
Exactly.
And of course, one of the things that you have to watch out for is that so many people are traveling during the holiday period. And when you leave your house, when you leave your households, what are the most important tips to prevent the moments or the incidents that will ruin your vacation kasi may nangyari sa bahay?
Yeah, it's both security and safety issues, I suppose. No? For security, especially if you'd be leaving lahat ng pamilya and nobody will be in the house, social media. Do not post real time.
Yeah.
And it's a giveaway for bad guys that can probably stalk on your social media and, well, do their thing. It's number one. So don't post real time if you're unsure of the security environment in your specific location. For safety, maybe you can, my safety tip actually is to endorse your house to a trusted neighbor or relative and tell them what to do in case of any emergency, like if they detect fires, and maybe tell them where to get the keys if they need to barge in the house and like remedy the situation. So, and tell them how long will you be out.
Yeah.
And maybe from time to time, you have to check on them, like ano na nangyari sa bahay, what's the condition, and is there something not usual there?
Yeah.
No? So, trusted friend or relative to look after your house. And, well, the usual, turn your appliances out, but it's also, the tip now is to leave a light that is on for a period of time.
Yeah.
So the bad guys would see that may tao dito and not abandon yung residents.
Of course, one of the things that unfortunately has already affected the Philippines is Mount Canlaon, which is, we're still monitoring in general. In fact, the evacuees are expected to stay in the evacuation centers even beyond the New Year period. But of course, when you take a look at individuals who live near volcanoes, I'm sure some people are already wondering, baka mangyari yan sa amin. What are the tips for those who reside near areas that have more active volcanic activity apart from Canlaon?
Well, I suppose residents near living in the danger zones of a volcano would know the emergency and evacuation procedures. But then again, it's a reminder that this can happen anytime. So two things that they need to do, prepare for an evacuation or shelter in place, if ever. Monitoring and listening to authorities is very important. We need our situational awareness. And for evacuation, that it's imminent that we need to evacuate because we have experienced that for several times. We should be ready with our go kits, with our go bags, with our supplies, so we don't get dependent on the emergency supplies given by the government.
Yeah.
And for shelter in place, just in case we just need to shelter inside our house, it's important we have our supplies ready, food, water, and others. And maybe because of the ashfall hazard, it is important that we keep our N95 masks.
Yeah.
And all the time.
Well, we're seeing right now photos of the Go kits, Go bags that are prescribed by the Philippine Red Cross. You take a look at that. Are there things that you feel that we could also add on to it? And of course, what do you think are the more underrated items here now? Oh, wala to, okay lang yan. Na people should actually include in that bag.
Me, chargers. Because
Power banks.
Power banks. So we live in technology now. We get our news, our information, our alerts in our phones. When you travel, most especially, you make sure that your phones are ready for emergency communications, communicating with your family members, and to get alerts and news. No? And yung Go bag kasi, it's the basic of things, di ba? But since we live in a technological environment now, we must make sure that our gadgets are powered up all the time, 24/7. And
Yeah.
that's a no-no in emergency preparedness if you are not in touch with the world.
At siguro kung prepaid yung phone mo, kailangan may load ka rin. O kailangan may dala kang load na emergency.
Yeah, and when you travel abroad, make
Yeah.
sure that you have roaming or you have phone to communicate with your family members, just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, what do you think is a piece of advice that you could give for our viewers during the holiday that you feel, we mentioned a while ago, medyo naging kampante yung mga tao during the holiday season, whether it be traveling, whether it be even going from point A to point B, let's say in Metro Manila or in places with high traffic. What do you feel are the biggest safety highlights that you feel that people are not paying attention too much to that they should be doing here?
Yeah, preparedness is all about planning. We must plan our activities despite of the spontaneous activities that we have. One is how to survive the Carmageddon in Metro Manila. And while celebrating, let's not forget safety. Alam mo, pagka nakainom ng kaunti, we do merrymaking, and that leads us to carelessness, recklessness, minsan it leads to accident. And excessive use of alcohol.
Yeah.
Maybe too much partying. Make sure that you have a designated driver. If not, do not just bring a car and just get a ride-hailing vehicle. Because road crashes are increasingly are increased during this holiday season.
Sir Martin, I can tell you right now, lahat ng mga cameramen namin at ng prod namin nag-enjoy sa advice mo na, okay, don't drink and drive. Umuo sila, nag-nod sila, natatawa nga sila nga dito eh. Again, thank you very much for joining us, crisis management expert Martin Aguda Jr. for all of the insights. Maraming salamat and we hope to get to see you again soon.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, so don't go away because global weather is up next. Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views.
I'm Anton Rojas.
UP crushes LaSalle to seize UAP basketball supremacy. NU dethrones UST to reclaim women's basketball glory. The Pinoy powerhouse squad topped and crushed the competition in Mobile Legends Bang Bang esports. The Bucks take down the Thunder in the NBA Cup victory. The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, on the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Magandang araw, Pilipinas!
Sa bawat issue may iba't ibang anggulo. Sa bawat storya may iba't ibang kwento.
Himayin natin ang bawat sulok at bawat kanto mula sa iba't ibang perspektibo na madaling maintindihan ng karaniwang mamamayan.
Every Saturday na mga magdadag to 11:30 a.m. Kaya huwag kayong papahuli mga kababayan. Manatiling may pakialam sa mga issue sa ating bansa. Kaya samahan niyo kami dito lang sa Cuatro Cantos!
Welcome back. You're still watching WeatherHQ. Let's take a look at the weather in other parts of the globe. In Sapporo, residents can expect a picturesque snowfall with temperatures hovering around a chilly 0 degrees Celsius. That's absolutely right, 0 degrees Celsius over there. However, in Beijing, the weather will be partly cloudy, presenting a cool atmosphere as temperatures will reach up to 1 degree Celsius. In Incheon and in Hanoi, overcast conditions are on the horizon with a light chance of rain showers ranging from around 10 to 20%. In Incheon, you're going to expect weather around 2 degrees Celsius. It is going to be a brisk weather over there. However, in Hanoi, it warms up to a pleasant 21 degrees Celsius. Let's take a look over in Jakarta. Very similar weather to what we have here in the Philippines. You'll experience a mix of cloudy skies and rainfall with temperatures peaking at a warm 29 degrees Celsius, creating a vibrant tropical ambiance. Now let's go down under and let's go to Australia. The weather forecast indicates that partly cloudy skies will dominate the conditions in Albany and Townsville. In Albany, weather conditions are expected to be a comfortable 22 degrees Celsius, making for a pleasant day. Meanwhile, Townsville will experience much warmer weather with temperatures rising to around 33 degrees Celsius. Now, that is typical of the region in particular, by the way. Now, on December 24, Newman and Melbourne will see cloudy skies accompanied by rain showers. Temperature in Newman is projected to reach a 29 degrees Celsius, while Melbourne will have a milder day with around 23 degrees Celsius. Now, in stark contrast to a lot of these places, let's go focus on Alice Springs. Now, here the weather is going to be very sunny with the mercury soaring to a notable 38 degrees Celsius, which is characteristic of its desert climate. Now, this range of weather conditions across different regions highlights the diverse climate Australia experiences during this time of year, despite it being summer over in Australia. In Africa, let's go over to that continent. The weather forecast reveals a mix of conditions across several cities. In Bamako, you can expect partly cloudy skies with temperature rising to around 31 degrees Celsius and creating a hot atmosphere. Meanwhile, in Niamey and Gondar, you can expect sunny weather around 30 degrees Celsius in Niamey and Gondar with 26. Now, 26 degrees Celsius for Gondar, that was going to be pleasant weather, perfect for outdoor activities. Niamey slightly warmer. We'll see temperatures reaching around 30 degrees Celsius, as I mentioned a while ago, ideal for those who enjoy the heat. Let's go to Libreville. It anticipates overcast skies accompanied by rain showers with temperatures going around to a cozy 29 degrees Celsius, which may encourage people to seek shelter or enjoy the refreshing air, whichever you like to do. Dodoma will also experience cloudy skies, but with light chances of rain and temperatures climbing up to 30 degrees Celsius, despite the cloudy weather over in Africa. Let's move on over to the United States and go to the island state of Honolulu, where it is forecast of Hawaii rather, and focus on Honolulu. Now, it is forecasted to experience skies accompanied by intermittent rain showers throughout the day, with temperatures hovering around a warm 28 degrees Celsius. Now, in contrast, the weather in several cities is expected to be predominantly sunny and cool. Philadelphia anticipates the coldest conditions with temperatures dropping to approximately 0. That's right, sun's out, but 0 degrees Celsius over in Philly. Now, Denver is experiencing a milder day at 14 degrees Celsius, while Tallahassee will have slightly warmer weather conditions around 16 degrees Celsius. Phoenix, however, is expected to enjoy a pleasant day with temperatures reaching up to 24 degrees Celsius, making it a comfortable location amidst the cooler climates of the other cities. Let's go on over to Europe. In the bustling cities of London, Berlin, and Bergen, the day is set to be draped in a thick blanket of overcast skies, with rain showers making frequent appearances, leaving the air damp and cool. While Berlin and Bergen will brace themselves against a biting chill of just 5 degrees Celsius. Now, London enjoys a relatively warm weather with a mild 13 degrees Celsius, offering a stark contrast amidst the gray all over the rest of continental Europe. Meanwhile, in the enchanting cities of Vienna and Prague, excitement fills the air as a winter wonderland looms on the horizon. Snowfall is anticipated, with Prague experiencing the dramatic drop in the temperature to a brisk 2 degrees Celsius, where frosty air mingles with the promise of serene, snowy landscapes. Vienna, though slightly warmer at 5 degrees Celsius, will also succumb to the beauty of fresh snow, transforming its charming streets into a picturesque scene of white-covered roofs and glistening trees. The enchanting glow of winter will undoubtedly captivate all who wander through these fairy tale settings. And that's WeatherHQ for today. Join me again tomorrow, whatever the weather, only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.